A job interview, wrong directions, and the wrong city entirely.
Okay, so I may have accidentally destroyed Sophie's career. Totally my bad.
I described roads 250 miles away. I wanted to die.
Inspired by the kind of story you'd find on Reddit. A job interview, a well-meaning friend, and one catastrophically misplaced question about directions.
I cannot believe you did that to me, Jake. I was sitting there in front of 3 interviewers and I wanted the floor to just swallow me whole.
Okay, wait, in my defense, I genuinely thought I was helping. Like, I was just trying to be a good friend, honestly. How was I supposed to know they'd actually ask you about it?
Let us, as they say, rewind. Sophie had applied for a logistics coordinator position at a large distribution company. Now, for those who don't know, and Sophie didn't fully know, a logistics coordinator is essentially someone whose entire job is about getting things from A to B, routes, deliveries, timing. In short, the job requires you to be rather brilliant at giving directions.
And I am dead good at loads of things, right? I'm organized, I'm punctual, I'm great with people. But directions? Proper terrible me. I once got lost going to a Tesco that's literally on my street.
She's not exaggerating. I've seen it. Honestly, it's like watching someone try to navigate with a map they're holding upside down.
So Sophie, aware of this small gap in her skill set, rang her friend Jake the evening before the interview for some moral support. Jake, being Jake, decided to offer something altogether more proactive.
I told her, look, you need to research the company's actual delivery routes, like learn the area. So I pulled up a map and started walking her through it. I said, okay, so from the warehouse, you go straight ahead on the main road, then you take a left turn at the roundabout.
He was being dead helpful, actually. He said go straight ahead to the ring road, take a right turn past the industrial estate, and then continue along the bypass until you hit the junction. I was writing it all down.
And I told her, Sophie, if they ask you anything about the local area, just say you're familiar with the route. Like, that's technically true after I'd walked her through it right.
Technically, now, today's English word is junction. A junction is a point where 2 or more roads meet, like a crossroads or an intersection. And Sophie was absolutely at a junction in that interview room. Several of them, in fact, and none of them went the way she planned.
So I get to the interview. 3 people sitting across from me, proper formal, you know. Nice office, glass table, the lot. It's going dead well. They ask me about my organizational skills, my experience with scheduling. I'm smashing it.
She texted me at like 10:45, between questions, I think, just the thumbs up emoji. I thought we were golden.
And then came the question. One of the interviewers, a rather serious-looking woman, by Sophie's account, leaned forward and asked Sophie to describe how she'd plan an efficient delivery route across the north of the city.
Right, so I remembered everything Jake told me. I went straight ahead. I mentioned the ring road. I talked about taking a left turn here and a right turn there. I even used the word junction twice because I thought it made me sound proper professional.
Okay, so honestly, this is where it gets bad. Because what I forgot to mention, what completely slipped my mind, is that I was looking at a map of Newcastle. And the company, they're based in Bristol.
I was describing roads that are literally 250 miles away. I told them to go straight ahead past somewhere that doesn't even exist near their warehouse. One of them starts frowning, looking at her colleague, and I'm still going, confident as anything, take a right turn at the junction, continue along the bypass.
A bypass, for our learners, is a road that goes around a town or city rather than through it, used to avoid traffic. Sophie was certainly trying to bypass the dawning realization that something had gone catastrophically wrong.
I felt so bad when she called me after. Like, the bypass I mentioned was the A1 near Gateshead. That is not Bristol. That's the opposite end of the country.
The interviewer, the serious one, she goes very slowly, "Are you describing routes in the northeast?" And I go, "Yeah, the ring road, the bypass past the industrial estate," and she goes, "We're in Bristol, love," dead calm, like she felt sorry for me.
Now a lesser person would have folded entirely at this junction. There's that word again. But Sophie, to her considerable credit, attempted a recovery.
I said, and I still can't believe I said this, I said, I was just illustrating the principle. The principle of taking a left turn when the road ahead is congested applies universally. I actually said that.
Wait, she said that? Sophie, that is honestly kind of genius. Like wrong, but genius.
It was out of the sort. The man on the left, he was trying not to laugh. I could see his shoulders going. The serious woman just wrote something down. I have no idea what. Probably send her home.
The interview concluded shortly after, but before it did, Sophie, and I think this is my favorite part of the entire story, Sophie asked one final question. She asked the panel if they could give her directions to the nearest bus stop, because she'd taken a wrong turn on the way in and wasn't entirely sure how to get back to the city center.
She did not. Sophie, you actually asked them for directions after the whole. Oh my, honestly, I can't.
I was flustered. I genuinely didn't know where I was. And the serious woman, bless her, she goes, go straight ahead out of the car park, take a left turn at the junction, and the stop is just past the roundabout. Dead helpful. More helpful than I'd been to her for the previous 40 minutes.
A roundabout, for any learner who's new to British roads, is a circular junction where traffic flows in one direction. You give way to cars already on it, and you exit at the turning you need. It is, metaphorically, exactly where Sophie's interview career was at that moment, going around in circles with no clear exit.
Okay, but the roundabout thing is actually interesting, because when I was giving Sophie directions, I said go straight ahead to the roundabout and take the second exit. That's how you describe it, right? First exit, second exit, third exit.
Jake, you were describing a roundabout near your flat in Newcastle. I was in Bristol. Can we stay on topic, please?
The topic being, did Sophie get the job? Spoiler, she did not. She received a very polite email 2 days later thanking her for her time and wishing her well. The serious interviewer had added, in what Sophie chooses to interpret as a kind gesture, a small note at the bottom.
It said, we hope you found your bus stop okay. I've read that email about 40 times. I still can't decide if it was kind or absolutely savage.
Honestly, both. That is both. That woman is a legend.
Now before we leave Sophie at her bus stop, let's just quickly round up the directions vocabulary we've used today, because there was quite a lot of it, woven rather naturally into Sophie's professional catastrophe. We had straight ahead, meaning continue without turning, left turn and right turn, changing direction at a corner, junction where two or more roads meet, roundabout, a circular road junction, bypass, a road around a town to avoid traffic, ring road, a road that circles a city, industrial estate, an area of businesses and warehouses, often used as a landmark, and continue along, meaning to keep going in the same direction for a stretch.
And the moral of the story is, if someone tells you to go straight ahead, always check which city they're talking about first.
And maybe, just maybe, Google the location of the company before your interview. That's step one. That's literally step one.
I knew where the company was. I just didn't know where the bus stop was, and that was your fault for giving me wrong directions in the first place.
Okay, fair, I accept that. The bus stop thing is on me. The Newcastle versus Bristol thing is also technically on me. I'm sorry, Sophie.
Thank you. For the record, I found the bus stop. I took a left turn out of the car park, not a right turn like the interviewer said, and it was fine. So I was right about something that day.
She took the wrong turn, found the right bus stop, and somehow considered that a win. Honestly, given everything, I think it probably was. And that is where we leave today's story, somewhere on a Bristol pavement, one junction past a roundabout, waiting for a bus back to confidence.
If that made you laugh or cringe, or both, drop us a like. Honestly, it means the world.
Follow us so you never miss another story like this one. New ones coming all the time.
Subscribe to English Through Stories, new episodes every single day.
See you on the next one.